They say hospitals smell like medicine, but to me, they smell like waiting, like unfinished stories, like love that still whispers between the beeps of machines. And tonight, as I lie here beneath white lights that never sleep, I realize this isn't just pain, this is confession. Because, honey, this is the condition of me in the hospital. And if you're listening, I hope my words reach you before my heartbeat forgets your name. I never thought I'd end up here. Wires tangled like broken promises, machines breathing for me, because my body forgot how. The doctors say I should rest, but how can I, when every time I close my eyes, I see you walking away? You haven't answered my calls in days. You don't know what's happening to me, and I don't blame you. Maybe I was too proud, too blind to see how deeply I hurt you. But now, in this room full of silence and strangers, your absence feels louder than my pulse. I keep staring at the door, hoping you'll walk in, even by accident, because part of me still believes love can find its way, even through hospital walls. The nurse said I should write something down, a note, a message, something you'd want someone to know. So here I am, writing this for you, my honey, the one I pushed away, but never stopped loving. Do you remember that night when you said, I'll stay with you no matter what? And I smiled, thinking nothing could touch us. Now I wish I had held you tighter, listened longer, loved deeper, because life doesn't give warnings. It just stops you mid-laughter and asks, are you ready to lose everything you took for granted? And I wasn't. There's a strange kind of clarity that comes when you're lying under hospital lights. Suddenly, all the little things make sense. The fights, the silence, the words left unsaid. They were never about who was right. They were about who was scared of losing whom. And honey, I was terrified, because you were the only thing that made my chaos feel like home. They say the heart monitor measures your life in waves. Mine rises every time I whisper your name, falls when I remember. You're not here to hold my hand. The doctor says I'll recover, but he doesn't know that some pain doesn't live in the body. Some pain lives where medicine can't reach, in the spaces where love used to breathe. I saw your picture today, the one on my phone's lock screen. You were smiling in sunlight, and for a second, I forgot about the wires and the pain. It felt like you were right here, telling me to get up, to fight. So I whispered, I'm trying, baby. I'm trying to come back to you. And maybe that's why I'm still holding on, because I owe you a better goodbye than the one I gave. I heard the rain tonight. It hit the window like soft applause. And I remembered how you used to say, the sound of rain feels like the world breathing with you. Now I wonder, is it the world breathing with me? Or heaven rehearsing my goodbye? I don't know, and I don't want to know. I just want you to forgive me before the rain stops. The nurse asked me, who do you want to call first when you wake up? And I said your name without thinking. Because even in pain, even in sleep, my heart still belongs to you. Honey, I know you're angry. You have every right to be. But if you ever read this letter, know that I never meant to make love hurt. I just didn't know how to hold something so real. You were too pure, too honest, too good for the man who thought he had all the time in the world. Sometimes I wonder, if I had told you I was sick earlier, would you have stayed? Would you have held me through the fear? Or would you have cried silently, the way you always do, when you're trying to be strong? I like to think you'd have smiled and said, "Don't worry, we'll get through this." Because that's who you are. The calm in every storm I created. The doctors say I might wake up fully soon. They say I'm lucky. But luck feels strange when the only thing you want isn't in the room with you. So if this message ever finds you, just know I'm still here, still fighting, still waiting for the sound of your footsteps to replace the echo of my own heartbeat. And if fate is kind enough to give me one more sunrise, I promise I'll never waste another moment. I'll call you every morning, hold you every night, and love you like time itself could end at any second. Because it almost did. Honey, this is the condition of me in the hospital. But even here, even now, my heart beats only for you. The sound of rain still whispers against the glass, the kind of sound that makes you remember everything you've tried to forget. She runs through the hallway, her breath catching, her heart pounding louder than the thunder outside. Every step she takes feels like a prayer. Every door she passes looks like a memory waiting to hurt. She reaches the room, her hand trembles on the handle, and in that second, the world feels still. She walks in, and there he is, pale, silent, yet somehow still the same man, whose laughter once filled her mornings. Like sunrise spilling through curtains, machines hum softly, a rhythm replacing the heartbeat she used to fall asleep to. Why didn't you tell me? Her voice cracks like glass breaking under truth. Why did you let me find out this way? He smiles, weakly, the kind of smile that carries both pain and peace. I didn't want you to worry. You've already carried enough of me. She sits beside him, her hands finding his like a lost prayer, finding its God. Tears fall quietly, not as weakness, but as love that refuses to hide anymore. I would have stayed, she whispers. I would have fought this storm with you. He closes his eyes, breathing in her words like medicine. You always were the storm, love. The kind that broke me and saved me all at once. Time slows. Moments stretch like eternity, pressed between two hearts that forgot how to be strangers. Outside, the rain finally stops. Inside, silence turns into something holy. She brushes his hair back, her fingers tracing the line of his face, memorizing him like a prayer she'll never stop saying. He looks at her, eyes filled with the weight of unspoken apologies. You know, he says softly, I used to think love was about keeping someone happy. Now I know, it's about keeping someone alive, even when the world says it's impossible. She leans closer. Her voice shakes, but her love doesn't. You once said you didn't deserve me, she whispers. But maybe I was never meant to be deserved. Maybe I was meant to be loved. Like this, even when it hurts. He laughs weakly, beautifully. Then, you've already healed me, honey. Days pass. The hospital fades into sunlight and memory. She's there every morning, with coffee, with quiet stories, with hope stitched into every word. He starts smiling again, starts walking again, starts believing that maybe love doesn't always end in goodbye. The nurses call her the girl who stayed. The doctors say he's improving because of her. But she knows, it's not science. It's love refusing to die. Weeks later, they step outside together, the cold air brushing against their hands. He looks at her like she's the reason the world still exists. I never thought, he says softly, that someone could love me through the broken parts. She smiles, eyes glistening. I didn't fall for your strength, baby. I fell for the way you still tried to be kind, even when life wasn't kind to you. Love doesn't always wear diamonds. Sometimes it wears a hospital bracelet. Sometimes it whispers instead of shouting. Sometimes it heals what medicine can't. And as they walk out of that place, hand in hand, hearts still trembling, the world looks softer, the sky looks new, because somewhere between pain and promise, two souls finally learned that real love doesn't wait for perfect days. It survives the worst ones and still chooses to stay.